Let's go back to John Terry. Some of the other memories with his former boss, Jose Mourinho. This was trending yesterday. He said that he's the best manager he's ever worked with.
It's incredible day to day to see it, to get a first impression when he first arrived, the detail and the level of... I used to pride myself of getting in very early. I went in at kind of 8:15 and he's already out there putting the cones on the pitch, he's setting up the pitch. That was his standards every day. His standards were incredible and everyone had to abide by it. But seeing him work on the pitch was incredible. Like his detail in the pre-match games and the tactics of the opposition and how we were going to break teams down, and also a lot of the time focused on us, which I'd not really had as a player as well. So he understood we had a really good group of players, but phenomenal manager, phenomenal person and man to work with, and certainly was never scared to say what he thought.
Absolutely, still isn't afraid to say what he thinks either. Do you want Josie back in the Prem? Would you welcome that?
I would love him back in the Premier League, but not my club. Because, you know, I just think some of the negativity that he can bring, and you've seen what he's like with the media, and he can fall out with, you know what I mean, ownership's gone and fall out with players as well. So not my club, but also I would love him to be at a different club. Because just what he brings, I love that carnage that he brings. You know, even after the Fenerbahce game, didn't he was saying that, like, they shouldn't have had this, shouldn't have that.
Yeah, I mean, even Rangers in the situation they're in just now, Barry Ferguson interim till the end of the season, like, I could see Josie somewhere in Glasgow.
Yeah, but don't think he'd moan, though, about, like, the lack of funds.
Of course he would, but it'd be box office.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd want him, but not in your club, I feel.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. The former England captain spoke about the upcoming Club World Cup this summer. He said that players do have the expectation to play those extra games, especially in the summertime.
I think when you're a top player, you're expected to be able to be robust. You've got to look after yourself, and I think in the rehab side of it, and in the care and condition of the way the players look after themselves nowadays, like, I could quite easily still today play 3 games a week, 90 minutes at the top level. Maybe not at the top level, but if I'm in my prime like these guys are, you can go and churn out those games. I think the struggle for me is when you play Saturday to Saturday and the manager says, right, no days off, we're in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because maybe you're under a bit of pressure from the owners, you can't give players days off. I think the players, the managers and the football clubs have a responsibility to really look at the winter break or give players days off throughout the season as well.
Do you agree with John Terry there, Gabby? I mean, and when it comes to the Club World Cup, do you want to see the big name players there for the clubs?
I do, yes. Selfishly, I'm not really too bothered about the players being tired. I want another tournament in the summer to be able to watch. I think it starts on the 15th of June to the 30th of July. It'll be televised as well, won't it? So I want to watch Chelsea, PSG, Real Madrid. I want to watch Botafogo. I want to watch River Plate. I want to watch Inter Miami, Messi. So of course I want to, but I get it for maybe the players who are a bit like, there's a World Cup next summer. Would be nice to have a summer off this. You know, you get your 4 or 5 weeks off and just be refreshed. But like JT says, when you're at the top, like he was, or his career, you only ever got 3 weeks off. Do you know what I mean? But other players that didn't get to the finals of the Champions League and the finals of the FA Cup, we would get our 5-6 weeks off, which was great.
Yeah, and
can't complain.
Now, like the wages, it's so hard to forgive, you know, our wants for players to have time off.
Yeah, exactly.
We're looking forward to a summer tournament. It's so much entertainment. You want the best ones there, don't you?
100%, and £100 million to the winner. And you talk about financial fair play and PSR rules, and you've got to bring in as much money as you can, the revenue. So clubs are going to be taking it seriously, for sure. And
actually, John Terry yesterday on the Club World Cup got me like G'd up for it, got me a bit more into it as well. Finally, over to one of your friends, Gabby. Jack Grealish, she's been struggling for game time at Manchester City. John Terry thinks it may be time for him to take on a new challenge.
Jack's not the type of player that wants to be sitting on the bench. I don't think it's good for him. I think he's at his best when he's playing week in, week out, when he's dominating, and he's one of those players that kind of takes it on the back foot, gets at defenders, drives the team up the pitch, drives the team forward. So I think for him, he needs to start playing. He probably needs to look at his options, because like you say, Man City have not been great this year, and he's still not getting a look in. So from his side, I'd be a little bit worried and go, maybe I need to get out, because England means the world to him. And I have to say, like, all eyes are on Jack always. It's difficult. He's a young boy with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. I've never seen anyone work so hard at a football club when I was at Villa, and got a real insight into that as well, and how much football means to him in general.
Good to get that insight from John Terry on Jack Grealish, because it sometimes gets unnoticed, doesn't it, when it's just negativity on him not playing.
100%. And I was at Villa with JT and Jack at the same time, and Jack just loved football. He would train the hardest. Do you know what I mean? He never wanted to miss a game. He'd be back from injuries the quickest, played with injuries. He loves football, so this season will be hurting him. I think it was the PSG game where he come on. I think he scored. He actually scored in that game. You could see the anger in him of like, I don't want to be on the bench, I want to be starting games. And it's a hard club to leave because of the success he's had there, but I want to see him playing every week. I want to see him playing with a manager that trusts him. Let him play in a number 10 position, let him drift, let him get on the ball and take players on. He's 29, he's got a lot to offer, and I'm sure in the summer he'll evaluate what's right for him.
Would you like to see him go elsewhere?
I'd like to see him go, yeah, I would, yeah. I feel with Man City will be hard to leave. He loves his time at Manchester City, but when you see City struggling this season and he's preferring Marmoush now he's brought in, and you've got Doku as well, Savinho, Foden, I think he'll be looking at it and thinking, let's see what's right for me in the summer. It might be right to stay and keep fighting for your place, or go and play at another big club and play week in, week out, especially the World Cup next season as well. Would
be good to see for Jack Grealish, that's for sure. By the way, if you want to hear everything on John Terry, you can watch it back now on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.